A Porsche Taycan, one of the most thrilling electric cars ever built, is sitting on used car lots right now for less than the price of a base Toyota Camry. Not a stripped-out version, not a high-mileage beater with a suspect history. A real Porsche Taycan with real performance numbers, selling for a fraction of what someone paid for it 2 or 3 years ago. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you walk into an EV dealership. The moment a new electric vehicle leaves the lot, it starts losing value faster than almost any other vehicle category on the market. Not slowly, not gradually, fast. Some EVs lose 30, 40, or 50% of their original sticker price within 2 to 3 days. That depreciation isn't a glitch in the system. It's the system. And right now, that system is working entirely in your favor, if you're buying used. We already covered 5 used EV deals that beat buying new. The response was overwhelming. So today, we're back with 5 more. And this list goes deeper into the luxury and performance tier. More performance, more luxury, more range. For far less money than buying new. Here are 5 used EVs worth your serious attention right now. Number 5. Volvo XC40 Recharge. Most people shopping for a used EV SUV walk straight past the Volvo XC40 Recharge. That's a mistake. This car doesn't scream for attention the way some EVs do. It doesn't have an aggressive front fascia or a polarizing interior. What it has is something more valuable for daily life, a sense that everything was built the first time correctly. The XC40 Recharge runs on Volvo and Polestar's compact modular architecture platform, designed from the ground up with electrification in mind. The twin-motor version produces 300 kilowatts and 660 newton-meters of torque, which gets to 100 kilometers per hour in under 5 seconds. That's genuinely fast for a family SUV, and it doesn't feel like it's working to get there. What makes the XC40 work as a daily driver is everything around the performance. The interior is distinctly Scandinavian, not a copy of every other German luxury SUV on the market. The materials are high quality throughout, the seats are supportive and electrically adjustable. The 13-speaker Harman Kardon sound system is one of the best in this class. And the Google Android Automotive Operating System means native Google Maps, live traffic updates, and proper app integration that doesn't feel like an afterthought. Safety is a genuine strength. 5-star ANCAP rating, standard 360-degree camera, front AEB with pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot monitoring, lane trace assistance, adaptive cruise, all standard. This is a car built around keeping the people inside it safe, and it shows. The real-world range sits around 350 to 375 kilometers, depending on driving conditions. Not class-leading, but more than enough for most daily routines. The 75 kilowatt-hour battery supports DC fast charging at up to 150 kilowatts, which means 10 to 80% charge in around 40 minutes. New, these were priced at nearly $80,000 in many markets. Used, you can find clean examples at a significant discount. And everything that made this car worth that original price is still there. Number 4. Kia EV6. The EV6 is one of the most complete electric vehicles on the market at any price point. Used, it becomes one of the best value propositions you can find. Built on Hyundai's eGMP platform with 800-volt architecture, the EV6 does something most EVs still can't. It charges at ultra-fast speeds without the thermal drama. 10 to 80% in 20 minutes on a compatible DC fast charger. That's not a marketing claim. That's a real-world advantage that changes how you plan longer drives. EPA estimated range runs up to 310 miles depending on the variant. The GT line AWD produces 320 horsepower and 446 pounds-feet of torque. That flat-floor eGMP platform gives the interior a spaciousness that doesn't match the exterior footprint. Rear passengers get more room than outside of the car suggests they should. Inside, the dual panoramic display stretches across nearly 24 inches of curved screen. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. The available 14-speaker Meridian Premium audio system is the kind of equipment you'd expect in something costing significantly more. Head-up display, ventilated seats, heated rear seats. This is a properly equipped car. The EV6 also has access to over 35,000 DC fast chargers through Kia Charge Pass, including more than 25,000 Tesla superchargers via adapter. That charging network coverage removes one of the biggest anxieties around EV ownership, The EV6 received NHTSA's 5-star overall safety rating. It drives like something far more expensive, responsive, sporty, planted, and because the new 2025 model brought significant updates, earlier EV6s have dropped in price accordingly. If you want a used EV that feels modern, charges fast, and drives well, the EV6 is hard to argue against at current used prices. Before we continue, subscribe to stay updated on more EV content that actually helps you make smarter buying decisions. Number 3. Genesis GV60. Most people still don't know what a Genesis GV60 is. That's exactly why it belongs on this list. Genesis is Hyundai's luxury division. The GV60 is the brand's dedicated electric crossover, built on the same 800-volt eGMP platform as the Kia EV6 and Hyundai Ioniq 5, but with a level of interior refinement and brand positioning that targets BMW and Mercedes interior directly. The Performance AWD version produces 429 horsepower, or 483 with boost mode activated. It hits 60 miles per hour in around 4 seconds. EPA estimated range on the standard AWD trim sits around 248 miles, while the RWD version reaches up to 294 miles. The 2026 model brings an upgraded 84 kilowatt-hour long-range battery with up to 306 miles of range, which means earlier used examples are now being priced aggressively to clear them. Step inside a GV60 and the first thing you notice is the crystal sphere, a rotating gear selector that flips with a conventional dial to a crystal orb when you power the car on. This is a genuine design statement, not a gimmick. The rest of the interior matches it. Quilted Nappa leather seats, a 27-inch OLED instrument cluster, and navigation display, a fingerprint reader integrated into the door for personalized settings, and a Bang & Olufsen premium audio system on higher trims. Electric control suspension with road preview reads the road surface ahead using the front camera and adjusts the dampers before you hit the bump. That's technology borrowed from cars costing twice as much. Genesis also delivers the car to your home. Test drives, service pickup, loaner vehicles, the ownership experience is designed to justify the luxury badge. And it does. Used GV60s are now available well below their original asking prices. Nothing in the used luxury EV space touches the interior quality or the driving refinement of a GV60 at current market values. Number 2. Mercedes-Benz EQS. The Mercedes-Benz EQS lost more value in the first few years on the market than almost any vehicle in recent memory. New, the EQS started around $104,000. Some fully loaded variants pushed past $130,000. Today, clean used examples are available in the $50,000 to $65,000 range in many markets. That's a 6-figure Mercedes-Benz for the price of a mid-range pickup. The EQS was built from a blank sheet of paper, not adapted from an existing platform, not an IAC car converted to electric duty. Mercedes designed the entire architecture around a battery electric drivetrain, and the result is a cabin experience unlike anything else in the luxury sedan segment. The MBUX hyperscreen spans the entire dashboard, 3 displays behind a single curved glass surface stretching 141 centimeters across. It's not just visually striking, the system is genuinely functional, with augmented reality head-up display, intelligent voice control, and a level of software integration that matches what you'd expect from a technology company as much as a car manufacturer. The ride quality in a class of its own. The EQS glides. Road noise, wind noise, mechanical harness, all of it is suppressed to a degree that makes other luxury EVs feel ordinary by comparison. Air suspension and rear-wheel steering are standard on most variants, giving the large sedan a turning radius that makes city driving far more manageable than the exterior dimensions suggest. EPA estimated range runs up 350 miles on the rear-wheel drive EQS 450 Plus. The 580 twin-motor version produces 516 horsepower. Both support DC fast charging at up to 200 kilowatts. The reason it depreciated so hard has less to do with the car and more to do with the EV market shifting quickly around it. Range anxiety, charging infrastructure gaps, and increased competition all hit the EQS's resale value simultaneously. The car itself didn't change. And number 1, Porsche Taycan. If there's only one used EV that stands above everything else in this list, is the Taycan. The Porsche Taycan proved something important when it launched. An electric car could drive like a Porsche, not like a fast car that happens to be electric, like an actual Porsche. With the steering feel, the chassis balance, the dynamic involvement that the brand spent decades building its reputation on. Performance numbers for context. The base Taycan hits 100 km per hour in 4.8 seconds with launch control. The Taycan Turbo S does it in 2.8 seconds. WLTP range runs up to 680 kilometers on the Performance Battery Plus. DC fast charging from 10 to 80% takes 18 minutes. These are not modest numbers. These are numbers that define what a performance EV can be. The interior is pure Porsche, driver-focused, well-built, with no wasted space and no unnecessary flourishes. Available in sedan and Sport Turismo wagon body styles, with a Cross Turismo variant for light off-road capability. The quality of materials, the precision of the controls, the way the seat holds you when you press harder into a corner. It all communicates that this car was built by people who take driving seriously. Porsche backs the high-voltage battery with an 8-year guarantee against defects, with guaranteed residual capacity of 70% through the end of that period. That warranty coverage transfers. Buying a used Taycan doesn't mean buying out of the safety net. New Taycan prices start above $90,000 for the base model. Turbo S variants pushed past $200,000. Used Taycans from 2021 and 2022 are now available in the $50,000 to $70,000 range, depending on mileage, trim, and market. That's the single largest depreciation gap on this entire list. For the driving experience, brand heritage, the performance credentials, and the sheer satisfaction of ownership, a used Taycan at current prices is one of the best buys in the entire used car market, electric or otherwise. Why used EV deals are only getting better. Here's the reality of where the market is right now. The EV transition is happening faster than the market anticipated. New models are arriving constantly. Prices are falling, range is improving, and every time new EV arrives, the previous generation loses more value on the used market. That creates an unusual window for buyers who are paying attention. Luxury EVs that cost six figures 2 years ago are now available for half the price. Performance EVs that required a waiting list are sitting on dealer lots. The people who paid full price at launch are absorbing the depreciation. The people buying used right now are the ones who benefit. The 5 cars on this list, the Volvo XC40 Recharge, the Kia EV6, the Genesis GV60, the Mercedes-Benz EQS, and the Porsche Taycan, all represent the same fundamental opportunity. More cars than you'd get buying new, more technology, more luxury, more performance, at prices that make the math work in your favor. Drop a comment below. Which one of these 5 would you buy? And if you missed our first list, the link is in the description. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.